wanted to make a quick video today about the importance of reviews for your book. Specifically, do you actually need any reviews to start seeing sales? Do you need X amount of reviews before you start launching your advertising campaigns? And I think this is something really important that people watching YouTube videos understand, is you have to acknowledge what type of book you are publishing. If you are publishing a book that costs less than $10, then this video is probably going to be for you, because we're going to take a look at the facts and go from there. So we'll talk about when reviews are actually needed. We're going to talk about how to get reviews, and then we're going to talk about what matters more than reviews. And again, all of this is based off of my experience and what I've observed from other successful publishers publishing these type of books. And this is important because people need to know where they should be putting the emphasis on their business. Should it be on getting reviews? Should it be on their advertising campaign? Should it be on their book cover? Where should you spend your time and money, basically? So if you're new to the channel, my name is Chris. I've been self-publishing through Amazon for the last 10, 11, 12 or something years. And over that time, I've sold 134,000 paid paperback units on Amazon. Most of these coming in the last 2 years, specifically from coloring books or lower priced books, shall we say, under $10, which is what we're going to be talking about in this video. So let's get into this, and we're going to go through some pretty interesting observations. So something really interesting about this number of units that I've sold, 134,000. We've sold 134,000 paperback units without a single incentivized review. So this whole time we've not asked anybody, we've not done a review swap. We've just had pretty much every single sale come without needing any kind of review for our book. So factually, looking at this, and again across what other successful publishers who are selling these type of books are doing, reviews aren't needed for low and medium content books. I can promise you that. So another thing here that we need to look at is, did getting reviews, or when the book started seeing reviews coming in, did that increase the sales to the book? No. And again, we're going to look at this factually as we go back through my listings in just a second. Second to that, did reviews increase the advertising conversions? And again, the answer was no. I'm not going to show you the ads in this video, but you have my word that they've remained pretty consistent over the years for the ones that have stayed active. So I'm just going to go over to Amazon, take a look at a couple of my book listings here, just to give you some visual insights into how this will look. So for these type of books, we want to create something the marketplace has never seen before. We want to get into these heavy niches and make a ton of sales, and we will not require the customer to even think twice about looking at reviews. So for example, one of the best-selling books that I had was launched a couple years ago now. We launched this pretty strong, and we got to a low point without any reviews of around 900. I think its lowest point was maybe 500 BSR on the .com store, which obviously is incredible. But during this period, the first sort of 2 to 3 weeks of the book going live, we had 0 reviews. 0. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well, it's an older book. When Amazon wasn't saturated. We'll show you some new ones as well, just to shut you up. So the funny thing here is that at this point, when we get to the point where the book actually starts to drop in sales, we're actually running more advertising campaigns to the book, and we have over 1,000 reviews to this book here. So this is more so a natural decline. But the point is, we didn't need reviews to get started with these type of books. We didn't need reviews to make a shit ton of sales and a shit ton of money. And also, the reviews don't contribute to consistent sales over time. So let's go ahead and take a look at another listing now of the most recent book that I've had published. And we're going to observe what is pretty much going to be the same thing here. We released the book. It was a little bit rough for the first few days. Again, there's no ads going to this book here, and we get all the way down before there's any reviews. We get down to a ranking of 4,000 without any reviews. I think the reviews came in toward the start of January. And now that we have some reviews to the book, again, is not made that much difference at all with this. So my observations here, and this has been across every type of book like this that I've published, is that it just doesn't make any difference. I can't speak any other way than factually about what I've been observing, and I just don't think it makes any difference. Would it have been better to get some reviews for these books before they went live, before the ads started kicking in? Maybe, but again, you know, it's not proven. And we'll do it again for another recent book that we published. And again, it drops to a BSR straight away, 3,780, which is incredibly good. No reviews. These are all coloring books. And again, you look at what other people are doing with coloring books, and you look at the good books and how fast they sell. And then you look at the shit books that have got lots of reviews and see if they're still selling as well. So obviously there's some fluctuations over time here. I don't actually know what caused this. This is just natural for the marketplace to have dips. And then we get back on track here. In fact, I even increased the price at this point to $8 and we still see consistent sales. And this is with reviews here. So we kind of go through, again, what I've observed is we go through this kind of hot period to begin with where everything feels amazing, and then things start to level out to what your true sort of long-term BSR and sales are going to be, which of course is still fantastic here. And again, I will give you another observation for another book. It's not as good a selling book as the others, but we still launched the book quite strong, managed to get some decent BSRs, managed to start making some profit from this book maybe after the first month or so. The book gets a little bit funny, starts fluctuating over time, but from this point here, we've got like 30 reviews to this book I think it's had. And again, the BSRs are a little bit up and down here. So it didn't really make much difference having the reviews on this book here. Is having 100 reviews on this book going to make any difference? Probably not. So that's just a handful of the books that I've uploaded. And like I said, it's been consistent across what I've noticed with other people who are selling these type of books as well. Nobody really puts the emphasis on collecting reviews first. So we'll talk about where your emphasis should shift to in just a second. And like I said, we have this kind of I don't know situation where would these books sell better if they had reviews from day number one? You could argue that all the books would sell well if they had reviews. I would strongly disagree. I just don't think it makes that much difference at all for these type of books. So I have witnessed this. I have witnessed, again, factual observations, witnessed people obsess over reviews and still their sales sucked and their advertising conversions sucked. And the reason was because the book sucked. And the reviews, they do not fix a shitty book. So you have to find a way where you can sort of close this gap between an average book and a premium book. So for these niches, for these type of books that are less than $10, that are impulse buys, where they can make you a ton of sales, you have to bridge this gap between average and very, very good. So the point I'm trying to make here is for these specific types of book, are getting reviews going to be the difference between seeing sales and not seeing them? The answer is no. And one of the most annoying things that people do is that when they launch a book without any reviews onto it, then they then have the ability, and this is the reason I didn't make this video for a long time, is because I set myself up for disaster with this. Because if people launch a book without any reviews and it doesn't get any sales, they can come back and call bullshit saying, oh, if I had 100 reviews, I would have sold a X amount of copies, when really it's not the case. And if you're feeling skeptical about this, then that's obviously completely understandable, because we have buzz phrases that go around like social proof, which makes people sound smart. But if you want to see this factually, if you want to see this taking place, I actually show every single book that I publish inside of my membership, more so for the sake of just giving insights into the members as opposed to bragging, to show what it actually takes to start seeing sales for specifically coloring books and other low to medium content books. And if you're interested in joining the membership, we have pretty much something for everyone here. We have a back to basics course. We've got a ton of courses, but the back to basics ones are for people that are a little bit frustrated and confused with where to start with Amazon. And then moving from there, we have a ton of course content with niche research, launching your book, metrics, ads, etc., everything that you could need. But primarily when we're talking about bridging this gap between average book offerings and premium book offerings, the point of the membership is the community side of things. So inside the community, specifically inside the Discord, we have the Raydog seller room where people can come in and get feedback. They can get feedback from me. They can get feedback from other people. And the great thing about being inside such a community like this is that as other people start to see results, then the truth comes out even further. More people start talking about the truth as to what actually matters. and the more people start giving feedback and the more success other people have, we have an amazing community. If you want to check it out, it's chrisraydog.com. And on top of that, every single Friday we do live group calls which get recorded. I tend to give an update on the type of books that I'm publishing. I'll do like a little preview for a minute or so with the new books that I'm publishing, the angles that I'm putting onto them, the way the book covers look, etc, etc. So that's my observations with lower priced books, specifically coloring books or activity books or low content books. So that leads me on to when I do think reviews will help, because I've got a lot of experience with other type of books, which people don't actually realize that I've been through the high content book thing. I've been through the low content book thing. I've done pretty much everything here, but I do think reviews become more of a necessity when it comes to higher content books. So just be real with yourself here. And I want to hear from you. I really want to hear from you in the comments, because a lot of you are taking advice from multiple people online, which is fantastic. There's a load of great channels here, but I think you have to take advice specifically from people that are in the same situation, that are on the same wavelength as you, publishing the same type of book. So in the comments below, let me know what type of books you publish. Do you publish high content books? Do you publish low content books? Specifically coloring books, activity books? What are you interested in publishing? Just let me know in the comments below. But I think when we need to have reviews to our books is when we're asking a customer to part with a little bit more money. But if you're looking at something like a coloring book, $7.99, $8.99, maybe even $6.99, there's nothing wrong with these lower priced items. The resistance that the customer shows before clicking the buy button is going to be very low, which is why we don't need any reviews to sell these type of books. However, as the price point starts getting a little bit higher up, I think maybe at that point reviews are gonna start to sway people's decision. So the other type of book where I feel like people will probably want to see reviews before buying is any type of book that solves a problem. So if you're looking to buy a product that helps you to cure your energy drink addiction, then you'd probably want to see that social proof before clicking the purchase button. But again, I would love to know what type of books people are publishing. I think there's nothing wrong with high content books. In fact, I think they're a fantastic way to make a great amount of money on Amazon. I've been there, I've tried it. The failure percentage is lower than the medium content books, in my opinion and my experience. For the reason that I don't do them is I just don't find it interesting. I don't want to collect loads of information online and then rewrite a book that could eventually hurt somebody if I don't give the exact correct information. So there is that side of things as well. That's why I don't enjoy it in the coloring books. We're building out a brand. We have like email list capturing methods, which I discuss in the membership. We have all this, and building a website with offering other things as well. It's just more rewarding. And it's one of the biggest tips I would give to people before I go off on too much of a rant here, is that you should publish in areas where you do feel somewhat passionate. And I know some people will say just publish where the money is, but there's money in a lot of these areas. It's not just high content books, I can assure you. So the other time where reviews are going to be helpful is in terms of getting your book stuck around on Amazon. So having a nice solid ranking on Amazon. I can't speak on behalf of the algorithm. I don't actually know. I don't know if anybody knows other than Amazon, but I'm going to make the assumption that your book will be less volatile in the listings if you do have reviews going to it. So with that in mind, I'm going to make the assumption that most people watching this are selling similar types of books to me, or desire to sell these type of books. So how do we get reviews, and what actually matters more than reviews? Okay, so naturally works very well. In fact, that's the only way that I will recommend people get reviews, is to just let the customer leave a review. We've already established that you don't need reviews to start seeing sales to these type of books. Now, if you're creating a unique, high quality product that people won't forget, that they're stuck in their mind after they've completed it, eventually they're going to go back and they're going to leave a review over time. So what I'm saying is that you should put your time, your effort, and your money into things that really matter, that are really going to progress you toward that velocity of sales that makes you a ton of dollar. So things like your book cover. Your book cover is something that I think probably 90+% of people get horribly wrong. Your unique selling point. Again, we've been bullshitted by way too many YouTube videos telling people to go off into certain niches when really what matters more than all of that is that you have some kind of unique selling point to your product, to your book. Again, I'm not saying that the niches don't matter, because they do, but too much emphasis on special niches. And then of course the overall quality of your book. So those are my thoughts on the importance of reviews for your books. I think ultimately it's going to be dependent on what type of book that you are publishing, but for the most part, for most people watching these videos, you shouldn't be focusing on collecting reviews. Now, how do I feel about review swap websites or review clubs, whatever they're called? I mean, I don't really care. I don't use them. They feel a little bit icky. And I also think whether people like them or not, I still think there's a very gray area in terms of the literal terms on Amazon pertaining to review swap websites. I would need to double check that, but I would proceed with caution if you're ever going to consider using the review swaps. So that's it for this video. If you want to check out the Discord and get involved with the Raydog KDP membership, it's going to be linked below. We have all the live calls every single Friday, all the course content as well. We have an incredible Discord community going on here as well. Everyone is super friendly, super helpful. You can get feedback from me on what you're doing. You can get feedback on other successful publishers as well, on the things that you're getting up to with your publishing business. That's it for this video. I'll see you in another one very soon.